Hey guys, how's it going? I'm a little sad here. All my tomatoes that I showed you guys on the last video that I planted, I was about to make an update video about how much they'd grown and how tall they got. And instead, it's a sad video because the deer got in my yard through the unfinished fence that I started and ate all the tops off. So let's go down and I'll show you what happened. Whoa. Okay. So we'll go down to the garden. I hope you guys don't have deer problem like I do. But let's see. So here, I'm gonna turn this around. The tomato I said I was going to, here's the tomato I had said I was gonna rip out from last year. Those are the baby ones that I was letting grow. I decided to let it grow because it got really big and had like 20 tomatoes on it, lots of leaves. And now, like, I don't know if you can focus on it, they ate all the leaves. They took off and didn't even eat all the tomatoes. So now I only have 2 tomatoes left. Trying to decide if I should still leave it. I mean, it had a bunch of blossoms too, and they ate all the blossoms. They just, like, if you don't have deer where you are, you're lucky. They just strip everything all at once. They don't just nibble. So, anywho, there's that. So now if we come over to where the garden area is, look at, that's where a tomato was. Let's see if I can get there. See, there's only a little stick. Only a little stick. Let's see if we can get a close up here. Look at baby deer hoof print. Came and snacked. This is the only one that survived. I think because the fencing is like leaning over it. I just propped it up there. But yeah, this one is stripped. That was the best looking one. It was tall up to here. It had tons of leaves. It's stripped. That one's not even gonna come back. It is a nub. Volunteer bean. These got nibbled off the top, but not as much. So they're already leafing out and trying to come back. Rudbeckia. Rudbeckia. And then this is dying. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. These are weeds. But yeah, I know people in the 80s used to use this as like a dried flower and everybody had it in their house. I don't want it in my house, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. So yeah, don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna fertilize these again. See, hopefully it'll be a fall garden. Here in California, zone 9 to 10, we're very temperament here as far as climate goes. So like, even though we're very close to the coast, very close to Pismo Beach, it does not stay as chilly as it does by the coast. It gets pretty hot here, more like inland temperatures, like San Luis Obispo. And so it gets quite warm. So these will come back and we won't get frost. We don't get, sorry, other places in the country, we only get frost for like 1 month out of the whole year. That's like the benefit of living in this zone, in this area, in California. So I don't have to worry about frost. So these will be my fall tomatoes, probably. So we're gonna switch gears. Instead of trying to recover and plant enough for summer, we're going to instead shift into like fall planting garden mode. Oh, I hear the deer across the way. I won't be able to show you. There's too many trees there. We have a ditch right by our road on the other side between us and our neighbor, and the deer have decided to sleep in the ditch and make that their home. And the neighbor's dog doesn't chase them or anything, so I have to wait for them to come over here so I can try to scare them and make them feel unwelcome. But there's so much food for them here. They keep hanging around and making babies. All right, so I've got my fence kind of propped up on, or the wire part to make the fence higher, because this is only like a 3-foot picket fence, and deer can easily jump 6 feet. I had a plant science professor who said that if you make a double barrier, and this might be common knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, if you make a double barrier, like you put 2 fence sections within like a minimum of like 3 feet apart from each other, they can't tell what's there, and so they won't attempt to jump the fence. Even if it's like a shorter fence, they won't jump the fence. So I'm not sure if I'm just gonna make this a taller fence to deter them, or if I'm going to like do a double fence. I did a double fence last year and it worked. They did not get in my vegetable garden. They still got in my yard, but they didn't get into my vegetables. Funny story. This was like 20 years ago, but deer got in this yard and they tried to get back over, and it got stuck in the jump. And let's just say it didn't make it. It got stuck forever. Yeah, we had to call some people. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna get this fence going. Okay, well, I figured out why my status died. It came right out of the ground. Something doesn't eat. It's so wasteful, these gophers. Just ate the tip off the roof, or the root. But left the whole plant to die. At least clean up after yourself, gophers. Come on. All right, so now I need to find a piece of fence that'll go, there's a gap right here under where it's hard to do on camera, because I just had the fencing go on top of the 3-foot fence. So for reference, I'm 6'2", and this is where the wire goes on top of the 3-foot fence right here. So the deer can basically just step over this fence. It's very hard to keep them out when there's something that they want to eat. And the 3-foot fence goes all the way up this stretch of the road, or the yard, this edge of the yard. I'm not really worried about this part too much, but I do want to discourage them from trying to hop in my yard. Yeah, so I got distracted. That back there is my grandmother's beautiful garden. So, trying to be like her and grow some beautiful things in my yard, or at least some things to eat. So, let's see what we can find to help this gap right here. We need to bring it up to here. Let's see. So I tend to collect all my pieces of fencing right here to try to keep it tidy. So I'm going to dig through it and see if I can find something that will be the right size that will work. My husband made it as a gate for me, so it's weighted on the side. So I think I'm going to use it again as my gate and opening that didn't finish last time. So I'm going to take it over there. Now, I have a cattle panel here. Well, it's not really a cattle panel. It's one of those concrete things you get at like Lowe's. And they use it for like stucco. But it's a lot cheaper than a cattle panel. Pro tip, not pro tip, amateur tip. But I don't think I have enough of it to cover that stretch of fence. So I'm going to keep thinking about that. All right, well, I have a bit of a mess pile going on right here, and I need some motivation to get it cleaned up. So we're gonna do a little time lapse to motivate me so I can see the progress at the end. All right, let's go. All right, I had to take a break to make everybody lunch. So, one more quick time lapse and we should have it cleaned up. Here we go. All right, guys, I finished my cleanup. So hopefully you like the time lapse that we just had. And here it is. It's so bright. The sun's like right on there, so it's washed out. I cleaned it up, full green can. Yeah. So here's the gate that I made over here. I mean, I didn't really make it, but I installed it. It's like a weighted piece of wire, and it's kind of attached to the rest of my fence. And that's all cleaned up in there, well, except for my little bit of trash. I have one pile left to pick up back there, and you know, whew, we've got all the debris cleaned up. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.